Eyes by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors a pit, clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raining and grain, rekindling the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. You can see.
Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and today we are coming to you from Santa Fe Family Life Center. And if I can get this thing to work, it would be great. Are you going to work for me, or are you going to have issues? Yep, it's going to have issues. Oh, well, I got it right. Anyway, we're coming to you from Santa Fe Family Life Center, located at 6300 North Santa Fe. If you want to call for fitness information, 405-840-1817. Or you can email us or check our email at www.sfflc.com. You can do that. Now, of course, we do have several other memberships and stuff available. And what's up, Cass? Are you coming on today, or you gonna have issues? Oh, well, you know, you
I got conflicting time.
you have what?
Other appointments.
Oh, she's got other appointments. See, that's what happens. So you come in here, you try to get people to help you out, do stuff for you. They have issues. They're busy. They're busy. That's what happens at Santa Fe Family Life Center. You know, you got what? That's Cassidy Moore, by the way, over there running her mouth, talking trash. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm having meetings with Trey.
You haven't? I saw Trey earlier. He came in and went out. Trey, yeah, he and Brian. You and I with them. Where you at?
Well, I'm getting stuff ready.
Getting stuff ready for
Our chit chat.
chit chat. Oh, so it was not a meeting. Yes. See, that's why. You see how she is. See. Got my boy Jose over here. It's Jose, right?
Did it?
Yeah.
Jose's over here. I tried to get him on.
Do you know his last name?
I just met him. Is she always like this? Rude, ain't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, he's from Crystal Ray.
I got out of your way when you were holding a bunch of stuff.
So you were actually nice to him because you moved out of his way. He had a handful of stuff.
Exactly. I was nice.
Okay, people. So this is what happens when you're at Santa Fe Family Life Center. See, now other than coming in to do basketball, where's Gary at? I don't want him to hear me. So, huh? He's at Panera.
Yeah,
He's at lunch. Gary Vick, our esteemed leader here for basketball part, he's at Panera, which is a shock. He's at Panera every day for lunch. I think he's eating at Panera every day for lunch for how many years now? I don't even know. And so anyway, he's supposed to be back by now, but I got to be nice because I don't want him to hear me. And we're going to have a short meeting, a short deal today because we did add a new sponsor to the show. So we're going to talk about them in a minute and get that done. So do you want to come on and talk, or are you just going to sit there?
Well, I was being your live audience, but I'll leave now.
Is that what you were? You were in my live audience?
Some claps. Woo! New sponsor. Go Santa Fe!
I have no comment. Anyway, we are here at Santa Fe Family Life Center, like I said, and the thing about FSF, Santa Fe Family Life Center, is that we do have a bunch of things going on here, and basketball season is almost upon us. And Santa Fe News Winter Blast, 10-game season starting December 1st. First grade through high school, boys and girls, $400 a team. Mid-team, multiple team discount, of course. Competitive and recreational divisions. You can contact Gary Vick at 405-476-5072 or Gary at sfflc.com, or you can contact Brandon.Jackson at sfflc. And we also have men's divisions as well, so you can contact Brandon for those. But games will be Friday and Saturday night. Season starts December 1st. So check it out. And then, of course, like I said, we do have adaptive memberships starting at $9.99 for those people who are in wheelchairs and who are disadvantaged. we do have benefits and stuff for the people who are in wheelchairs and stuff like that. So we do have that. Now, last night the Thunder played, and I didn't know if I really wanted to watch it, but I did because I knew SGA was not going to play. I thought that it was going to be uh, not very entertaining, but actually it was just the opposite. It was a very good game. I love what I saw out of the Thunder. Plus, I was at what's up, Nick? Plus, I was at Rococo, so that doesn't hurt. Great food last night. Even though I'm upset that I missed the paella last night, I didn't know they were having the paella last night, and they did. But I did have a great dinner as well by myself, so it wasn't that bad. But anyway, the Thunder lost to the Pistons last night, 118 to 116 at Tulsa at BOK. Looked like they had a very, very good crowd up there, so I was happy that the Thunder did have some people in attendance. Pistons at halftime. Remember, I always do the halftime score versus the starting score. The Thunder started with Dort, J-Dub, Chet, Sar, and Josh. I did not like this lineup, but it actually did not really do that well, to be honest with you. And then when you turn around and you had to add in the right combination, which was you ended up with Wiggins. You had Isaiah Joe, Kaysen, Josh, Sar, Jane, and then when you substituted, you had Wiggins, Kaysen, Jane, Joe, and J Dub. That is the group that came back to get the game to 23 to 27 because we were losing out there. And then, of course, at halftime, then to start the second quarter, you had Michik, Isaiah Joe, Chet, Wiggins, and J-Dub, a much better starting lineup, I think. But to finish it off, and we went on a run, you had J-Dub, Chet, and I liked what we were seeing right there. So Chet did play well yesterday, I will say that. But the Thunder, of course, took the lead and kept it 54-49 at the end of the half. The Pistons were 4 for 15 for three. The Thunder were 4 for 18, 39% for the Pistons, 41% for the Thunder, 26 rebounds to 28, 22 points in the paint, 30 for the Thunder, 9 turnovers for the Pistons and 7 for the Thunder. I think that's a little too many for us. We normally have around 4 or 5, but of course, all the starters weren't necessarily in there. Bench scoring, Oklahoma City had a 17-11 lead. And then third quarter, which is usually the Thunder's best quarter, we started out with Josh, Jane, Bertans, Dort, and Kaysen. And I tell you what, the more I see Davis Bertans, the more I like the guy. He stretches the floor. He allows us to do so many more things. He's not necessarily great of a defender. He's definitely not a rim protector, but he can shoot the three. And unlike Jay Will, which I would like for him to shoot more. Jalen Williams, our center, I would like for him to shoot more. He doesn't. He looks to pass, whereas Bertans, as soon as he gets a little space, he just lets it fly. And I think, 13th in the NBA as far as three-point percentage with 500 minimum of attempts, which is pretty good. So you need somebody who can come in there and get your snipes, get your shots, kind of like what Muscala kind of did for us, but he was way more athletic. He can actually handle the ball. So, but I still worry about him boxing out and stuff down low on a free throw late in the game. I hope he doesn't get pushed away. But that being said, it ended up being a close game. I do like what I see from the Thunder overall. I'm going to have to after watching our coach and his substitution patterns, and, the whole thing about preseason is this. It's kind of hard because you are watching players and that aren't going to get a lot of playing time. And Jane, they are trying, but the kid is just not ready. He's just not. No matter how much you want to put him out there and make him play, the thing that worries me after watching Coach Dagnall, I just don't know if he's the guy. And I'm starting to agree with the commander more and more and more about the guy. I think he's a developer. And I think he's still trying to develop kids, or develop players to make us better. Dude, we're not in development stage, we're in win now stage. And SJ has already told you that he's ready to win now. And you got a plethora of picks. And if you're trying to get Jang in there to develop him and all of that nonsense, dude, what I see for him, yeah, he's going to be okay, but he needs to be down in the G League. He's not ready to play up here. He's just not. He's just not ready. He can hit the three. He's a decent defender, but going to the basket, he's just a hot mess. He really is. And I'm just not happy. And then, of course, in the fourth quarter, Micic just took over. He shot 4 out of 5 trips. He missed all 4 shots, and he's just coming down jacking. And I'm like, this is not the EuroLeague, bro. But at the same time, they had to pull him at the end. It's like, dude, you can't come down and shoot every single time. You got to pass the ball. Guys are looking for it. What you're going to do is you're new and you're going to alienate your guys over here is what you're going to do. And so I wasn't a fan. That was the worst game I think he played as a Thunder. I wasn't overly happy with what I saw from him. Like I said, the Pistons ended up winning. So the second half, the Pistons were 8 for 21 in the second half. The Thunder were 5. That's got to be 32. I put in 5 for 32. So I wasn't happy with the Thunder and the way they played. You can look at the percentage. The Pistons went up in field goal percentage. The Thunder went up as well, but you can't let them go up as 5 points or 4 points. You can't do it. They ended up out-rebounding us, and then we did take care of points in the paint, but we had 14 turnovers, which is about the limit. But you can see that bench scoring, they just ended up catching, even though we had a 6-point lead. They outscored us, 46-40 in the second half, and it did make a difference, and it's just because of the way we played. So that being said, my issue with the Thunder is when you look at our team and you look at what we're trying to accomplish, I like our top 8, okay? Wiggins didn't hardly play a lot. SGA, barely played. They played Josh and them tons more because I think that they're trying to develop that chemistry between Josh and Chet. Just what I see. But I'm just hoping that the Thunder don't make the mistake that they made before. Because remember, you picked Russell Westbrook over Kevin Durant. He left. Now, your best player is SGA by far. You have a first-team NBA All-Pro again. And then instead of getting players to build up around him, you're trying to develop players again. Even when Coach Dagnott said, we're still in development. No, we're not. We're ready to win. You may not be capable of getting us there, but the Thunder are ready to win right now. We are ready to win right now with what we got. SGA has already said that. Now, this is the first year of his contract. He's got 4 more years of his contract. And I can promise you, if you don't start trying to win right now and you're trying to, get these guys developed, no, look, we got to win now. You're at that window where Josh is in his 3rd year, SGA is in his 3rd year with us. J-Dub's in his 2nd year. J-Will's in his 2nd year. Chet's in his 1st year. So he's the only one you really got to develop. Wiggins is ready to go. Isaiah Joe is ready to go. We're ready to go with our top 8. And that's J-Will, J-Dub, SGA, Josh, Chet, Dort, Wiggins, and Joe. That's your 8. We're ready to go. And I'm liking more and more Bertans as the 9th guy. Instead of putting in Jang all the damn time, put in Bertans. That's your 9th guy. This is what I see from preseason. He's your 9th. And then 10, you're obviously going to play Kaysen, and I think he needs to play with them more. And then Micic I like him, but at the same time, he's got to know his role. And, yeah, we want you to come in there and score a little bit, but, I think that him being a dominant guy that he is, as good as he was overseas, I think that he's coming over here like every time, we come across, he's looking for the ball, giving the ball. Well, this is NBA, bro. We have 5 ball handlers. You don't have to bring the ball up, but he has to have his ball in his hands to run the show because he is a true point guard over there and he's used to being the man. So he's got to figure out, no, we give the ball, the way that the pecking order of the Thunder work is SGA 1, Josh 2, J-Dub 3, Chet is now going to be 4. Dort tries to slide in there at 5, and when you're on the court, you're not the first option, you're the last option. Anytime you're on the court, if those 4 are on there, you're the last option. Talking about Micic. You got to understand where you're at. But, to me, this is the Thunder. And we're going to do, Tuesday night, we're going to do our Tuesday day and Tuesday night. Tuesday night after the Storm, we're going to do our Thunder preseason show. And then, of course, Wednesday night is the first season opener that we have at the Bulls. And we will be at Rococo's that night. And he said that they'll stay open a little late. So if you guys are coming in to watch the game, or you want to watch the game, I'm sure they're going to have a special. And then, of course, on top of that, you'll be able to drink a little bit later. They close at 10, but they're going to stay open late if you're there to listen to the show and stuff like that. So that option will be available to you next Wednesday night at Rococo's. That's where we're going to do the first show. That being said, I worry now, 43 and a half. I predicted us to do 49, possibly 53. That's not, with this guy, he is a developmental coach, and he's playing players to develop them. And if you're still, the Thunder mentality is we're still in development mode right now, you're going to end up losing SGA. I'm just warning you right now. You're going to end up losing him because he is ready to win. I'm ready to win. The fans are ready to win. And you're still in development mode. No, we're out of the damn development mode. You got 30 damn picks. Stay with where we're at. You know where your 10 are. And then you got Kaysen is going to be your 10th. And then 11th, you can put Michik or Kaysen 11 and 10 and 11, whichever you want to do. You can add them in there. Jang is your guy that you hang in on the end. Okay? Then you've got Keontae, who I think is better than anybody you got on the bench. Sarr, I don't get the two-way thing with him unless Chet gets hurt, and that worries me because I got scared a couple times when he fell down last night, so that did worry me. So I am worried about that. But overall, it's just kind of concerning to me. It really, really is from what I see. So we'll just have to see where it goes. Now, we do have a big weekend of football this weekend for Big 12 games because it's starting to get to that time of year where games matter now. So it depends on who wins, who loses, and so games matter on where your standing is, who you're playing, what you're doing. So in Big 12 this weekend, 11 a.m. game, you got UCF at OU, and of course OU is favored by 18.5, 19, I think in some places, 20 in others. Over under 63.5, 11 a.m. game in Norman. Everybody will be there. I'll be watching that game. Baylor versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati, I look at them and I just wonder what you're going to get from them. But they are favored over Baylor by 2, 51.5. It's also 11 a.m. game. And the OU game will be on ABC, which is a nationally televised game versus ESPN+. Oklahoma State plays West Virginia in West Virginia, which is, man, it's a tough place to play down there. It really, really is. But O State, they're not favored, which means that's a good sign for the Cowboys. Anytime that OSU is not favored, they tend to try to win the game, or they tend to win the game. Whenever you count them out, when you expect them to win, they lose. You expect them to lose, they win. It's weird. Over under 50.5, 2:30 on ESPN. Definitely be watching that. I think I'll be at Cutting Up Barbershop to be able to watch that. Number 8, Texas versus Houston. Houston's plus 22. I think that's just going to be a blowout. I think they're just going to beat the brakes off them. That's kind of the way I look at it. I don't think that game is going to be close. I think Texas is going to kill them. I do worry about Dana Holgorsen and his job security there at the University of Houston. He's definitely underachieved this year for sure. Texas Tech at BYU. BYU plus 4.5. Texas Tech. I'll tell you, they're a weird team to me. You never know what you're going to get from them. They're Jekyll and Hyde, but they have played really, really well this year, and that's what they do, especially at their home. But, of course, they're on the road here in Utah, 6 o'clock game. It should be crazy there in Utah. TCU versus Kansas State. The Wildcats are 6.5-point favorites over TCU at home. Kansas State, they're coming off. I mean, they lost to us, but I can tell you what, they are a very, very good team, and it's hard to go in and win at Manhattan and beat them in anything, basketball, football, baseball, wrestling, whatever they got. It's hard to beat people up in Manhattan, Kansas. So I'm going to probably take Kansas State in that game if I had my choices. So, and then if college football, what I try to do with college football is I go through the schedule, and then I kind of pick the games that I think are interesting to me. Penn State, Ohio State, for sure. I'm going to be bouncing back between that game and OU, but I'll probably be watching this game more because I think OU is just going to smash UCF. That's what I think. Welcome to the Big 12, UCF. 19 and a half, excuse me, 1.5. I think that's going to be a great game. I still like Ohio State. I think that quarterback got immense confidence after them beating Notre Dame in Notre Dame. I think they got a huge advantage there. Washington State at Oregon. That's going to be interesting. Oregon, they're trying to bounce back. I still can't believe their coach, showed no class. So you get beat, you don't shake the other guy's hand. I mean, unless y'all have a real beef, I could see that. And that may be something that I don't know about. But to me, you can't blame the referees. You can't be mad. He ain't got nothing to do with that. South Carolina at Missouri. I'm hoping that this is going to be a good game. I do love Missouri. I do love Columbia. It's one of my favorite places to go hang out. Love that city. Small campus. People are fantastic and really inviting there. And plus, it's right there, one of my favorite lakes to go hang out. I'm not unhappy about going to that lake. But anyway, Missouri, -3. I will take them at home against South Carolina and Spencer Rattler. 13, Ole Miss versus Auburn. Auburn's favorite over Ole Miss, which is interesting. Or is that a plus? Looks like they are favored at home, which I don't see that, but I think Ole Miss will take care of business. But it is the SEC, and you never know. You got to win on the road, and it's just so difficult to beat teams on the road. Duke at Florida State. You can see it's -3.5 right there. That's going to be another great game, 6:30 p.m. On ABC. So I know I'm going to be switching between the 11 a.m. game at OU and UCF, the Penn State versus Ohio State. Then in the afternoon deal, you'll be swinging back, definitely going to be watching Tennessee and Alabama. And then, of course, Duke and Florida State at 6:30, and then Utah at SC that night. So we got some good games slated for tomorrow. Cannot wait. I'm really pumped up to see some of those games. So at this time, I want to take an opportunity to thank our sponsors for hooking us up. Collaborative Logic, if you have any needs for some computers or software to be written or website design, they designed our website at www.mcsportsnetwork.com. They did ours, so if you want to do that, they're perfect for that. SRB, if you have any needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, they love to be behind the scenes. They're perfect for that. Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro. And yes, Jose, I'm going to talk about the article here in a minute, just not there yet, okay? And then, of course, Greg and Max Nafee at NAFCO. Appreciate everything that they do for us. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, a proud sponsor for us to support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. Appreciate YNB. If you have any needs to pre-qualify online, you can do that at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com, because they do understand that everybody wants to actually come into the bank. A lot of people want to do it online, and you can. Or, you come in, this is their personable bank. They prefer you to come in so they can meet you and talk to you. You can do the main bank at 401 Elm, YNB East, off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway, however you want to look at it. They're right there on the corner there. You can't miss them. On the, what corner is that? That would be the southwest corner. That's what that would be. Then YNB's Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road, YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks Boulevard, just south of I-40. Really you're driving I-40, you can't miss the bank. It's right there to your right. Can't help but see the nice big YNB sign there right in front of the hospital. And then, of course, YNB Peoples on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. DT Construction and Consulting. You can contact our guy, Drew Henthorne of Husker Drew Picks at 405-209-4051. If you have any needs for roofing or anything to be done inside, they do tile, they do cabinetry, they do everything. If you have a need to remodel, they can come in and give you some estimates on what you'd want to do and kind of help you redesign your kitchen or living room, bathroom, whatever. They do all that. So contact Drew at 405-209-4051, or you can email him at dtconstruction2015 at Outlook. That's dtconstruction2015 at Outlook. They're respectful, local, and loyal, which means Drew will answer his phone when you call. And then, of course, we want to thank our newest sponsor, Shelter Insurance, the Mark Pemberton Agency, 4609 Southeast 29th. They have probably been serving the Mid-Dale area since 1982. You can call them for more information at 405-670-2424. That's 405-670-2424. They're open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5, Fridays from 9 to 1, and then, of course, they are closed Saturdays and Sundays. That's the Mark Pemberton Agency, proudly serving the Mid-Dale area since 1982. Thank you, Mark, for your sponsorship. We appreciate you, bro, for helping us get to another level here on the Unpopular Hour. Now, my guy Jose Fierro had sent me an article, and he tagged me on my Facebook, about Megan Rapinoe and what Carly Lloyd had said about her and how none of the teams had wanted her. And I was like, okay, I get that about her not there because she was kneeling. Now, my problem with Carly Lloyd is you didn't kneel about racism. So why, I don't agree with what Megan Rapinoe did by doing the team. Nobody really wanted to do that. I mean, yeah, we get it, but you just, like I said a few months ago, you made a huge jump by getting equal pay. And then now on this bigger stage, you're going to turn around and make it about that. Now, the abortion thing is the abortion thing. But to me, the Olympics and the World Cup, and when you represent your country, that's a total different outlier. To me, that's not the same as you're playing for your team, like with the NBA players kneeling because of racism or the Olympics because of racism. I get that, but the racism is in America. It's always been here. It's not going to go away. There are racist people, black people that are racist, white people that are racist. It is what it is. Our country is not pure of that. And these guys, these Republicans talking about how, they don't want to take this out of the book and that out of the book and not teach this because their little white kids might be offended. How are you going to be offended by something that you had that was 400 years ago, had zero to do with you? My ancestors were slaves. I'm not going to go hate white people because my ancestors were slaves. Had nothing to do with me. I'm going to judge you on who you are today. Not who your daddy was, not who your mama was, not who your grandfather was, not who your grandmama was. I'm judging you on you. And everybody needs to judge each person on who they are today, who you are, not on what you did before or what someone else did, who you are. So Carly Lloyd made some interesting statements about how nobody wanted her there. I believe that Megan Rapinoe was a detriment to the team. That's what I do believe that. But I'm not a fan of Carly Lloyd because I wasn't happy when she did not kneel with the whole team. There's a solidarity deal there. You can't be the only person not kneeling on your team. Whatever it is you believe, you're either don't go out on the field if you don't want to do it, but you can't be, as a unit, everybody doing something and then you be the lone person out. It's about team before you at that point. And I'm a team guy. It's always a team first. And I always tell my kids, worry about that person worries about that person worries about that person worries about that person, and then that person worries about you. If you're thinking about someone else other than yourself first, your life will go a lot smoother. So Carly Lloyd, yeah, I get that, and yeah, I'm sure that there's a lot of players who did not want them there, but as far as you're concerned, I don't care what you got to say because you put yourself in front of the team. If you don't want to kneel and you're against it or whatever reasons you want to have, fine, don't go out there. But if your whole team does it, you have to join in with them. And it was about racism. Now, clearly racism didn't bother you. It doesn't bother you that a man had somebody put his foot on his neck and killed him. That clearly doesn't bother you. Clearly. Bothered everybody else, but not you. Everybody else, they were doing that. Plus, remember, you've got African Americans and brown people on your team. And you can't be solid, regardless of how you feel, you can't be with your teammates. Carly Lloyd, I don't have anything to say to you. I'm out. But thank you anyway, Jose, for the article. I do like the fact that I do believe that she was a bad influence on the team. I do believe that Megan Rapinoe was. I don't believe she was good for the team overall. I think that they had ready to move on, and she's still stuck where she's stuck because, her being a gay female athlete. I think that she's really taken that to the next level, and that was her way of really putting it out there even more. And I do believe it's just like certain things to me. There's just certain things you kind of let go, and you pick your spots where to make your stands on things. And she did that, and I think that she set women's soccer back. She set everything back further than what it was because everybody had given you the plus. You had lifted up, and I think you brought everybody down. That's kind of what I think when it comes to that. So now in the NFL schedule this weekend, boy, we got some games today. We've got the Jaguars. Of course, Saints were last night. The Jaguars took care of business, which, of course, we'll go over that in just a minute. Raiders and the Bears, 12 o'clock on Fox. I'm not going to really watch that. The Browns and the Colts, I may see that because the Colts have been playing really, really well, so I may watch that. But I'm definitely going to watch the Bills and Patriots on CBS. That's the game that we will probably get because – we still get Cleveland's closer, but I think we'll probably get the Bills and the Patriots in Oklahoma City. The Commanders at the Giants. Don't really care about that game, to be honest with you. We'll watch it because I've got a report on it Monday. The Lions and the Ravens, that's a game I really, 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 really want to see, and I hope that's the game that Fox has on for 12 o'clock because I really would love to see that game to see how that plays out and see if the Lions really belong up where we have put them in our power rankings and see because that's going to be their first test because let's face it, they barely beat the Chiefs. If it wasn't for the pick six going straight through his hands, they barely beat the Chiefs. They only scored 14 points against the Chiefs defense and just barely beat the Chiefs with no Travis and no Chris Jones. So, whatever with that. Steelers and the Rams, that's going to be an interesting game. But, of course, in the afternoons, you got the choice between the Steelers and the Rams, the Cardinals and the Seahawks, the Packers and the Broncos, or the Chargers and the Chiefs. Guess what we'll be watching? The Chargers and the Chiefs at 3:25. Then, of course, you have the Dolphins versus the Eagles at 7 o'clock. And then Monday night, the Niners and the Falcons. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens. But in the game last night, I did not get a chance. I was too busy running errands. I didn't get a chance to get everything done I wanted to do today because I wanted to come on and do the show because didn't have the chance yesterday. We had a bunch of work we had to do at Santa Fe to clean up some things. So didn't get a lot done there. But want to thank my guys over at Collaborative Logic for keeping me up and fixing the little issues that we had on Wednesday when we were at Rococo's and had to cut the show off early because we couldn't get good reception. So that being said, hey, I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for watching this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Sorry we had to cut it short, but we had other things that, I had a bunch of things I got to do. Plus I got to actually do my real job, which is where I'm here at Santa Fe. Trying to get done. So hope everybody's had a fantastic week and have everybody's enjoyed themselves. Enjoy the weekend. It's going to be beautiful outside. Go out and have some fun. Go smoke a cigar on the patio. Take your dog on a walk. Take your girlfriend to the park. Take your kids to the park. And if you got a lake house, go to the lake house because pretty soon you're not going to be able to go to the lake. So go to the lake and not necessarily get on the water. It may be a little chilly. But, hey, go to the lake, start a fire, chill out, have some fun. And then also, I forgot. Got to do my boy Husker, Herbie Husker picks because Drew would kill me if I forgot to do his picks. My life would be over right now. He'd be calling me, going, "Oh, why you have my deal on?" So let me get our boy Drew's picks, and of course, Monday Night Baseball tonight, which is really packed. With a bunch of things we've got going on in baseball tonight. Drew is taking the Diamondbacks plus the money line plus 111. He's also taking the Phillies Diamondbacks under 9.5 tonight. They're of course, it's in Phoenix, or is it Glendale? I know it's in Phoenix. Anyway, 9.5 points. He's taking the under. SMU and Temple over 54.5 plus 1.5 and football. Along with, of course, he's taking the Sooners. Shocker, I would too. Minus 19, minus 110 for the Sooners. He's taking Washington State, plus 20. Of course, they're playing Oregon, at Oregon. So Oregon, of course, lost to Washington last week, so I'm sure they're going to take it out. on Washington State. And then, of course, we did talk about earlier Texas minus 23.5 now instead of 22, minus 110 on that on the money line. Brigham BYU plus 3 is who they're taking. Plus 3 minus 110. USC minus 7 at home against Utah ought to be pretty good. 110 for that. Then, of course, he's taking SMU Temple, which I thought was interesting. He usually don't take that, but he's taking SMU Temple over 54.5 and 110 and that. And then, of course, his NFL schedule. You know he's got his NFL schedule. He's taking the Chiefs minus 5.5, the Eagles minus 2.5, the Ravens minus 3, the Bears plus 3, the Buccaneers minus 2.5, minus 110, and of course he's taking the Steelers and the points. They're getting 3 points, so he's taking the Steelers and the points. My guy Drew throwing of Husker Drew picks. That's what he's got on slate for us. So that being said, hey, enjoy your football. It's going to be tons of football. This is, like I said, it's the best time of the year. October's the best month ever. It's my birthday, number one. You got the football NFL season really starting to kick off because it's that second half of the schedule. College football, second half of the schedule. So all the conference games are really starting up, so you really get to see who the teams are. You have the WNBA Finals, which, of course, the Aces. Congratulations to the Las Vegas Aces for winning their second consecutive championship. And finally, Mark Davis got a championship in something. It happens to be the WNBA. He's also the owner of the Raiders. And I think Tom Brady's owner of Aces as well. So anyway, congratulations to the Aces for their second win or second WNBA title in a row. And then, of course, Major League Baseball, October Crazy Madness is here for that. So I'm excited about baseball too because the Phillies and the Stros, I'd love to see them. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think Texas and the Diamondbacks have something else in mind, but we'll see if we get a chance to see the matchup that we really, really, truly want to see. That being said, everybody have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy football. Enjoy the weather. And most